we are back in it. Welcome back, everybody, to Galaxy RPG on Twitch. We are back with another riveting episode of the Songs of Arddor. I don't know how this got fucked up. Somehow the Galaxy RPG logo got all off-center, but it's fine. I'll fix it. Last we left off, you guys tracked the mysterious figure that you had seen in the sewers to the Emerald Mare Inn, in which case you loosely assaulted the half-orc barmaid, realized that the birds, the pet birds that the inn owner, Ariel, was keeping were most likely probably the children that had been gone missing.
We gotta get them. Yeah, we gotta get them back.
Before you traveled through the trapdoor behind the bar and ended up in a strange elven subchamber, where you found an old dead fanewood tree and fought Ariel, the owner of the Emerald Mare, also technically Agnoldus, the Green Hag, with Goodfellow, who was revealed to not be an ugly dwarf, but actually a fey goblin, getting the final blow, stabbing Agnoldus through the chest while she was up in the tree, and bringing her down to earth.
Hell yeah, I did too much damage.
That was a lot. I think I calculated it after the fact. She had 100 hit points at the start of the fight.
I did like almost 90.
You did 98 damage. 98.
What can I say?
Rogues are not to be fucked with.
Now there's Goodfellow. He may be short, but he got big dick.
Whatever you say.
So, we're gonna pick up there. You guys are in this chamber with the dead fanewood tree. All of these spider webs have dissipated and burned away, revealing this mural along the domed walls and ceiling of what seemed to be some kind of archfey warlords, that seem to coincide with some of the things that Thurberus and Feyre you found pre-stream in your adventures in...
Okay, stop it. I need my textbook. You can't sit on it.
In Hallenwick, in the Old Grove.
I love you. Stop it.
So, what are you all doing?
Well, I think we would decided to keep the gems in the where they are. I have the 20 fingers and the 5 keys.
Yeah, we gotta go get the kids.
I think we should go get the kids, and I want to do a little burial for the fingers.
Okay.
Because I think they deserve to be laid to rest.
So you ascend the ladder once more, and the bar is empty. It seems like the barmaid has locked the main door, is closed the business down for a bit, and is currently just kind of sitting at one of the tables with a big flagon of some kind of liquor, and is just like...
Should I slap her again? No, I'm kidding.
you start moving towards her, and she's like, whoa, I'm all good now. Please don't.
Is she gonna remember? Does she remember everything?
It seems like she's in a bit of a haze that kind of she remembers doing those things, but to her it just seemed like a dream. Which kind of tracks with like some like charm effects and such.
Such a dream.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But you move into that pantry area and you see that those 5 bird cages have now, they were like normal sized metal bird cages when you saw them before, are now child sized cages made of like twine and branches, all with like sylvan runes carved into them. But they each have like a big thick metal padlock on them.
Do they each have a child in them also?
No, they just don't have birds.
Yeah.
Actually, they wouldn't have birds anymore. The birds would probably fly out of the holes.
So, like, should we let the kids out, or should we just leave them here?
You have the keys?
I have the keys. I think I should. Let me in, please. I think I should let them out.
What
Yeah.
if they're not actually children? What if they're also fake creatures?
That's the rest of the coven right there.
They're trapped. They're trapped. But part of the pact is they can't let, like, a hag can't release a hag. So then the hag's like, alright, I'll sacrifice themselves for the rest of you. Crazy. Let's release these kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna release them.
Okay. So you start unlocking all of the padlocks. All of the kids seem relatively like they're alive and they will survive, but they do seem a bit malnourished and
I was going to say, I
frightened.
would check them for...
Wait,
Wouldn't they not be malnourished? Wouldn't they be the opposite?
That was a joke.
Oh, I guess it's a hag. It's not a...
I would love to, if I have a minute, ritual cast Detect Magic and see if there's any funky stuff going on, and then also if I could give, like, medicine checks or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do medicine.
Make sure we're not...
Green hags sacrifice children. They don't eat them. That's
Okay.
why.
Give me medicine checks, both of you.
do you want me to give 5, or just 1 for each of us?
You could do 1 for the group.
Okay.
I see this as a classic hag abduction. A staple of Fae society. It's a beautiful thing.
What do you got?
I got a 3. I'm fucking healing them from cancer.
The kids are dead.
The kids, no.
I have a 14.
Okay. So it doesn't look like any of them have been like physically harmed. There are like some bruising here and there, but it looks like most of it was like self-inflicted, like the kind of stuff of like, yeah, it looks like they were kept, like they were not transformed into birds the whole time.
Yeah.
And so it looks like they tried to like bang on the door and get out at some point before the hag was just like, that's annoying, I'm gonna turn you into birds. But you're able to bandage up what is there, all the little, like, tiny little cuts and stuff, and the pantry's full of food. So you are able to make sure they get their first meal probably in at least a day.
Motherfucker, fuck them. I'm starving.
I will say, Thurbrus, with a 14, you do notice on one of the kids, one of the young boys, he's like maybe 13, just wearing, like, all of them seem very poor, for lack of a better word. And even some of them, like the 2 of them are like full-blooded, like, elven children, and they don't seem to speak common at all.
I don't speak Elven.
But one of the, like, half-elven boys you see does have, like, his shirt is a little bit torn, and so you can see a little bit, like, below the collarbone, and he does have what looks like sylvan runes, like, painted along his chest.
Oh.
But you obviously you don't read Sylvan.
No, but you know who does?
Yeah, you know who does?
You know who does?
Good point of order. Goodfellow, have you recast Disguise Self before you re-entered the bar?
Before I re-enter the bar, yes, I would do that.
Okay. Back to natural form. Okay.
Natural.
Hey, maybe
Really
I'm
fucking-
like reverse Shrek.
You are-
Maybe just when I
you
get
are-
hit, I turn into a goblin.
You already used comprehend languages today, right?
Reverse Shrek.
It's fine. I know Sylvan.
You did. Oh, right.
I've
What does it
learned
say?
Dwarven. Don't worry. I also no. I'm not gonna say the other one that I know. I'll keep that one a secret.
Give me a Arcana roll, Goodfellow.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. I rolled a 1. Hold on, what's my intelligence? 0. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I don't read.
Yeah. You don't know if it's just the hag's handwriting or what, but you can't make out exactly what the runes say.
They're not giving off any magical aura, are they?
You want to give me? Are you using detect magic?
I would have tried to ritually cast it if I have 10 minutes to do so.
Sure. They are not. They're giving off faint magic in the sense that very similar to the tree, where it's like there was magic here, but it is fading now. Transmutation. You can give me an Arcana roll as well. DC is just going to be a little bit higher for you.
Oh, well, that's fine, because I got a nat 20 plus 2.
Okay. You recall stories that you just kind of chalked up as like fairy tales. Most hags, if they take children, take them to either, sacrifice or eat.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they will perform a ritual to transform those children into changelings.
Interesting.
And you can't be, certain. You don't read Sylvan, but all of the pieces seem to be there for that to be true.
Okay. I don't really know what to do with that information, to be honest, but, yeah.
Do I know anything about that?
These are the ones that were taken from, like, travelers passing through, right? So, like, they don't really have...
Yeah, and with the two that are full-blooded elves that don't speak common, that is not unheard of for, like nomadic elves, like the Tithweir caravans, for their children to grow up speaking solely either Sylvan or one of the two Elven dialects before they learn Common. So these were probably Tithweir children.
Can I try to speak to them in Northern Elvish, see if they understand me?
Sure. You get a little bit. It seems like they speak Sylvan with a little bit of like broken Southern Elvish. So you get a little bit here and there. You're able to communicate like basic things of like, we're here to help, like here's food, like we're gonna get you to safety, stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of want to bring them to the other kids.
Yeah,
the Enclave.
Probably the orphanage would make the most sense for these likely orphaned.
I want to give them the choice.
Okay.
Changelings, you mean like a doppelganger, or do you mean like
they, Goodfellow, like if Thurberus, would you say this stuff about the changeling ritual out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
No reason not to.
Goodfellow, you know that both of them are created like via they can be naturally occurring in the Fey realms, but without opening a gate to get them into the mortal realm, a ritual does need to be performed for both.
For both
Changelings or doppelgangers.
Oh, okay, so they are two separate
Yes.
things.
The
Okay, so
distinction being doppelgangers are they are more easy to control by a stronger fae, like a hag or something. But they aren't as what's the best? They are good as simple spies, but changelings are better because they have free will, but they can also betray the fae that they work for.
For some reason in my head, whenever you keep saying changeling, I keep thinking godling.
No.
So in my head, that's the godlings, they're just kind of changelings are just kind of small and have full control, and doppelgangers are just kind of blobby guys.
Yeah, no. The big distinction is doppelgangers are kind of dumb. They're
Are
easy.
they both blobby? Are they both doppelganger?
No,
blobby?
changelings.
Are they,
Changelings
are they
look more changelings naturally look more kind of featureless elves. They have pale white skin, pale pupilless eyes, and are kind of if you can imagine, for lack of a better comparison, a default Hero Forge model, where it's just they all look kind of they just all tend to look very similar to each other in their natural form.
Do they
But
have
they're
a
not.
mind of their own?
Yes,
Or
that
are
is
they
the distinction. They, while doppelgangers are sentient, they're kind of not as intelligent as.
Is that unique to your world?
I would need to look at the stats, but that is what I'm establishing for my world. So.
Okay, cool.
It's just all about the kind of intensity of the subterfuge that is trying to be accomplished. If the hag really needs a spy network set up, they will go for more
I mean, it's easy to indoctrinate children.
So
Yeah.
if she had changed them into changelings, would they have been able to decide if they wanted to be good or evil?
They could, yeah. They
Okay.
are more easy to. They have a will and an agenda of their own, whereas doppelgangers tend to be more blindly loyal to the fae that created them.
Okay.
Which is what you think the hag would. So
Yeah. But then again, you also have that letter talking about some greater conspiracy with this coven of the many eyes in one. So
true.
it's hard to tell.
And also,
Either way, either one of
she's
them.
dead.
Yeah, either one of them is not good, because doppelgangers or changelings can take the form of pretty much any normal mortal. And this hag has been at this for 20 years.
Yeah, she could have created so many, and that's just one hag. They got 10 hags, making a bunch of
I
children.
mean, there might be more
Doppelgangers.
hags. You would know that hags tend to be in covens, right?
You've heard stories, and with the mention in that letter of the coven, you know that that she was working with other hags.
Okay. I kind of want to go to the church to bury the fingers outside.
Okay.
By the church.
Conveniently enough, you guys start heading towards the church, and you see that Father Rowlett is there, as well as Joran, the what was he? The deacon? Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, the deacon.
Okay.
With another man, a human, a little bit on the not overweight, but definitely a little chubby. Kind of shoulder length, dark hair that's going gray in spots, and this big mustache. And this very like opulent, like dress, wearing a golden pin of a set of scales, which you recognize as the symbol of the Merchants Guild. And they are going at it, and only kind of stop when Father Rowlett sees you guys approaching. And as you get close, you do see that the doors to the church are partially open, and you see the children inside the church.
The 5 kids or the rest of the kids?
All of them.
Okay.
Wait, can you say the description of the guy who's talking to you again?
He's a human, well dressed, kind of medium length, like dark hair that's going like gray in spots, and a big, like bushy mustache.
Okay, thank you.
He's a Merchants Guild.
Yeah, and you would put 2 and 2 together. This is the, like, the Reeve, or, like, other people would refer to him as the Magistrate of King's Crossing. Like, this is the guy who's in charge.
Well, I'll introduce myself to him. Probably good to know the higher-ups.
I would as well. But I would politely excuse myself really quick to go bury the fingers.
Okay. So, Farah, you excuse yourself to go bury the fingers. As the rest of you walk up, the kids kind of gather around you, Farah, so they kind of follow you off to the side. But third person Goodfellow, the magistrate sees you approaching, and there's a little bit of like, he rolls his eyes as you step up, but then he steps forward and he's like, "You must be the heroes who assisted us. Fantastic. I was going to be much more upset with you, but your friend showed up and said that not an estate, but lodgings have been paid for the children, which is good, because I don't want these fucking children living in my sewers. So, if you and your Green Council could warn me next time, that would be fantastic."
They're your sewers?
And he doesn't even pay any mind. He just kind of like whips his little cloak as he turns around and starts striding away from the temple.
As he goes to walk away, I'm gonna step on the edge of his cape.
Okay. Give me
Sleight of foot check.
I'll say this will be like a grapple check, but you can use your dex instead of strength.
But it would still be a
Athletics, yeah.
Right? $17.
Okay, he rolled a 4. So you step on the edge of his cloak, and his cloak, he kind of had that like almost like Count Dooku thing going on, where instead of like being like clasped with like a brooch or something, he's got like a little gold chain that connects either side of his little cloak. You step on it, and you don't know if it was just cheaply made or like he was walking faster than you anticipated. Every single link of that chain snaps and just pling, 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 pling. All over the ground. His little badge falls off, and he like scrambles to pick that up and just leaves the cape behind and just hurriedly walks off. You're just collecting bling at this point.
Dude, I got the. Dude, I'm pimped out. I'll make it a shoulder cape. It's fine. or I'll. Oh no, I'm really tiny. This could be fucking huge. I'll use it like a blanket. Is it like, what does it look like? You said it's a...
It is like crushed velvet. It's like black on the outside and like red on the inner layer.
how big is it? Is it like a full like?
It didn't like. Well, I mean, he was a human. He was not the tallest for a human. He's probably like 5'9". So it's probably like 6 foot long. Like enough that it like dragged on the ground enough that you could step on it.
Sure. What do I even do with all that cape? I guess I have proficiency in
Like a curtain.
disguise kit and forgery tools. And just the forgery kit.
Pretend to be the whatever the magistrate.
He's just shorter than they anticipated.
No, if Tyler didn't mention that he picked up his pin, then that would have been a little different. But fuck it. Fucking with the cape. It's really long though, so it's really funny looking.
You do kind of have to like, because it doesn't have the clasp anymore. You do kind of have to like.
Oh, I know. That's why I said I
wrap it a little bit more.
I was gonna say like a child with his blanket. I took this guy's like crushed velvet cape and I've just tied it around my neck like a child.
Like a little snuggie.
And I'm walking around with it and it's just dragging behind me on the floor because I'm like
You're
4 feet
ruining
tall.
this guy's crushed velvet cape.
That's fine. I have magic. Who cares?
But as he like walks away, Father Rowlett looks to the two of you and he's like, "Well, I cannot thank you enough. Your friend arrived recently and paid for the house, so these children are going to have a home now."
Who?
Our patron, the rich one who gave us
The bird.
gave me a piece, gave you a platinum piece.
Who was that again?
I don't remember his name.
That would be Orin, your patron.
Oh, right.
But he goes, "Yeah, the bird."
Wait, sorry.
The bird?
The bird, yes.
A bird paid?
Yes,
The-
he's inside.
Druid. Oh, I missed that little man. He's inside? Oh wait, I'm not there. I'm burying the fingers.
I will say at this point, it doesn't take you that long to bury a bag of fingers. So
I go
well, I
to
would bury the bag and done like a little prayer over that.
yeah.
I go to Eduardo and I'm like, fucked up that he keeps calling this chick a bird, bro. Like, you think he... I know, it's like... You know... Come on, get with the times.
I would like to go speak with him.
Of course. He
I've
gestures you inside.
I don't know this guy, right?
Have I joined back?
Yeah, at this point you have reached them and hear this conversation about a bird paying for a house.
I'm fucking confused. I mean, like, honestly, I think he's just having a laugh. So I'm just playing around with it, I think.
As you guys step inside, you see up at the front of the church, like on the altar, just sitting on the edge of it is just this like little, like unassuming brown, like looks like a mockingbird. Not like the swallow that you guys, or sparrow, that you guys saw that Abladir turned into. And as you step close, its like beak moves as if it's like tweeting, but a full-grown man's voice comes out.
What up, bro?
And you hear, good. It's good to see you all have accomplished your quest, but your attendance has been requested post-haste to the verdant halls.
What type of bird did we see again?
It looks like a mockingbird.
How many birds you fucks work with? This is not the first bird. That's telling you what to
Sorry,
do.
who are you?
Oh, I'm speaking through my familiar.
Familiar.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but, wait, so you're a mile away?
I am Galadir, the Wise, of the Green Council.
Damn, he's like the leader guy.
Oh my god,
We're
would
such
not-
big fans!
No, I'm fangirling right now. No, I would hold my composure because I'm cool, I'm calm, and I'm collected. But I would do.
Make a deception check.
I would do a quick little bow. We wouldn't have met him, right? Because
No.
we would. Yeah. Okay. I would say I'm extremely honored. Although this isn't you technically, I'm still very honored to be speaking to you, and I would do a little bow and say that my.
I just need 1 second. I gotta get a bottle for the baby.
Okay.
Dude, imagine you met Mike Tyson's pigeon. I'd be fucking stoked. Now, you know,
The green bird.
The Verdant Hall,
actually, you know what's
which I'm
even more
assuming
true?
is like the headquarters of the.
Imagine it was Mike Tyson's pigeon, but Mike Tyson talked out of it. Hey, yo, man, I'm a pigeon. This should be crazy.
You heard about OJ, right?
I did. I found out yesterday.
As did I. Anyway.
I was sitting in the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant.
Do you think he did it?
Yeah.
He did it.
100%.
Oh, 1,000,000% he did it. It was funny though, because I just saw a video on him of like him being alive. Or not him being alive, but like a video of him while he's alive. From recently, at least. And he is just
Mhm.
Do that.
Sorry.
So yes, you're here with this bird.
I know who this is too.
Yes, you would know of Gallagher.
Have I met him in bird person before, or is this the first
Probably
time I've ever
not.
met? Alright, then I'm like,
Like he's the
Chill.
unofficial leader of the Green Council.
I'm standing like,
Unofficial. I thought he was the official leader.
well they
It's-
don't
It's
have
kind of
a
an
rank.
it's kind of an unspoken thing. Like the council
It's
makes
not-
decisions together, but because he is arguably the oldest person there, that they kind of default to him being the one that
Makes decisions.
makes the final say on things.
He's Richard Reeds.
You mean Reed Richards?
Same thing.
Richard
Yeah.
Reeds.
It
I
makes sense.
I would have bowed and introduced
Why
myself
is his name Reed?
and said that that he can always call upon me for any help that he may need.
Bro, I love your hair.
Well, I know, but like in general, I mean.
As much as I would like to say we have the time for you to all travel here of your own volition, things are
Teleport us.
You better pick Cheddars with him.
dire is not the right term, not
What
yet.
about McQueen?
Any of your non-transportable companions, I will send someone to retrieve.
What is
So Cheddars,
that?
well, we got Cheddars, Sally, and the Queen.
Well, Sally and Cheddars, you can just be someone right next to you.
Okay,
but
but
McQueen is a real horse.
Okay, well, so is Sally. Sally
Wait,
and
can he not teleport the horse? There's a,
I mean,
teleport,
what is the let me look at the
teleport is like you could teleport like 6 people
like Cheddars
around
can-
you,
I'll read.
and it's creatures. It's not people. You can teleport anything.
Yeah, I'll easily resummon Cheddars, but McQueen and Sally, I mean, I could resummon her also, but McQueen loves her, so I think that Sally should stay with McQueen.
Tyler, I'm writing down a future prediction in my journal. If it comes true, it'll go crazy. Bringing this shit back to 2018.
I mean, I guess you could because it's any creature that can enter the portal within 10 feet.
Dude, you just throw an apple through, and he comes through.
So yeah, you can bring McQueen with you.
Nice.
Once you are done with your business here, an assistant of ours will meet you in the main town square to take you to the Verdant Hall.
We're going to court?
No, you would know the Verdant Hall is like kind of the headquarters for the Green Council.
It's the OA?
Yeah, it's probably closer to like something like Rivendell. Are there any questions I can answer as of this moment? I only have a limited amount of
Where do
time.
babies come from?
All right. I will see you all when you get here. And the bird flies off.
420.
Dude, what if the bird just shat? That'd be crazy.
So there's a portal now in the middle of the room.
Well, I do want to ask him before he flies away or whatever he is doing. Is there anything that we should prepare before we head over?
I think that'll be part of going over there.
In what way?
I don't know, in preparation for whatever meeting this is going to be.
Just your personage is required. And no, he not in the church. He said that in the town hall, or not town hall, the town square.
Okay.
One of their assistants will meet you to transport you.
Well, let's not keep them waiting.
Okay. So as you all head towards the center of King's Crossing, you see that there is like a small gathering of townsfolk that have like circled up in the center of the town square. Like it seems like they were in the middle of like getting the like they have like a bazaar that they usually set up in the town square. It looks like some of them like stopped halfway through to come see the spectacle. And as you get close and push through the crowd, you see a dark elf woman in like dark.
A dark elf?
Yes, in like dark black and gray like robes, but with a deep like forest green cloak, pinned with the symbol of the Green Council. She has this. What is it? Is it beechwood? That's like light, almost white. I think it's beech. But like once you like actually chop it
Beechwood
up,
with two E's, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Beechwood is kind of like.
So a fine like elven staff made of beechwood that she is using to arcanely draw out runes within this 10-foot circle in the center of the town square. And does not pay you any mind. It's just kind of like, it's like watching somebody who's like really into their schoolwork, like go like off on their work.
Never seen that.
I'm gonna go get McLean and ride him into the town square.
Okay.
Sally will follow.
Okay.
So that merchant guy, right? How long is it gonna take to draw this teleportation circle?
It seems like she's got like maybe like another minute or two before she's finished like the runes.
That's not long enough to go commit another heist, so I'm not going to.
Okay.
But I will mark this place down in the old memory bank as the Merchant Guild guy is a dickhead, and he runs the town?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's one thing I was thinking about. Oh yeah, this is the town that has the decrepit Fae statue, right?
Yes.
Or is that the other one?
It wasn't
Okay.
decrepit. It was just like it looked like it hadn't been cleaned in a while.
While we wait for that, I'm gonna. God bless.
Okay.
Not. I probably don't have time to go there to do it, but I'm gonna say before we teleport, I'm gonna hit him with the, you know.
Hit him with the.
Oh, actually, hold on. Shit, I want to talk to Father Rowlett about the whole speaking name 3 times in the pool and getting the pool weapon thing if he's not otherwise occupied.
Okay. Before you guys leave the temple, you can do that, and then, like, Goodfellow, you can say your little prayer to the
Yeah, I'll go to
the Queen of Jests.
Wait, who is Goodfellow praying to again?
I know your business.
In the section of the temple that has, like, the wooden, like, archfey statues for people to pray to, because it's a Southern Faith temple.
Oh yeah, did the person's name start with like an R?
Yes. Ryan Brith. Yeah. The Queen of Jests. You see Goodfellow just giving off like a small prayer to the statue. And you guys would have seen him.
He's doing a little jig.
Yeah, he's just Irish tap dancing in front of the statue.
Oh, I was gonna. He's fucking.
Gonna take you down to fucking Tilted Towers.
Hell yeah, he's busting it down.
And I will say, Goodfellow, once you finish giving your prayer, very similar to what you saw with Feyre, actually, when she sent off that small prayer to Skeena, you do feel like a small breeze move through the room. And as it does, like, nobody else can feel it, but the deacon, Joran, is, like, over, like, getting candles ready for the night's service. Mm-hmm. And one of the candles that he's already lit, but he's standing next to, the flame gets blown just a little bit, and his little sash catches on fire. He's able to put it out pretty quickly, but it's definitely singed.
Good one.
But Thurberus, you pull Father Rowlett to the side. What do you say to him exactly?
I didn't really think about that. I'm pretty much gonna, because I had already told him about my dream vision thing where I was told to do this. So I'm pretty much like gonna hold out the, what's it called, the weapon?
The Stormcaller Warhammer?
Yeah, the Stormcaller Warhammer, and be like.
Why can't we call it Stormcaller? Why
he can.
Is it for Disney's sake? Can we not call it that?
I mean, I don't think they have anything called Stormcaller. I don't think.
I thought that's what the axe was called.
No,
Stormbreaker.
That's Stormbreaker.
Same thing.
Anyway, I'm basically gonna hold out the Warhammer and be like, yeah. So seems that he, it was a sign of good faith. He said that he would give me a sign of good faith, and he seems to have delivered on that, which is curious for one of the fallen. So, yeah.
He looks to you, and he himself is also kind of like trying to get everything set up. So he's also lighting candles up at the where all of the like main statues are at the front of the or at the back of the temple. And he turns to you. You know, amongst mortals, it's very common for people to surprise us. So, if we hold our deities to the same standard, I'm not surprised. If he is truly repentant, maybe he is actually being serious about the things he offers you.
I also want to ask him a little bit about the history of the town, because there was the shrine to the Archon of Water in the sewer. It was newer than the gate to the Archon of Fire, and either one of those things is weird on its own, but both of them together is like super.
Okay. So the gist he gives you, like, as just basically like the like one of those pamphlets you get when you go into like a historic town, is that it was originally a fort for the Arremian Empire, one of the like furthest inland forts during the war, and that
Sorry, which one?
the War of Shadows.
Right.
And that there were no like written records left behind in the fort when the original like it fell during the war and then was eventually rebuilt by the Highland Kingdom before it split into the Hearth and why am I forgetting? The Westmark.
Okay.
And like that's why he explains that the
Changed a lot of hands.
what was that?
It's just changed a lot of hands.
Yes, it's definitely changed a lot of hands, and it also explains why the wall appears like newer than the sewers. The wall was almost completely destroyed during the war, and it was rebuilt in the same style. And they kind of like they tried to keep as much of the original as they could, which is where like the main gate that you guys came from. But most of the wall is like new or newer than the rest of the like town itself.
All right.
Before we go, I wanna. I know that their housing is paid for or whatever, but I want to donate seven gold, so that the kids in the because I have 407, so I want to make it even.
What's Kira doing?
Kira seems to be like geared up, ready to go with you guys.
Yeah, I would have talked to her and asked her to come with us. Because we're family, and
Yeah, she's ecstatic at the idea of coming with you guys.
No, I realized that he is not my family.
I don't think you have yet.
Have I not realized that? Is he still my brother?
I would say that upon him transforming into a goblin,
Hey!
you wagered.
Or was not already enough.
We could be half.
A half dwarf, half elf. What
My
a combination.
well, no.
You guys can be
well,
Well,
then,
Feyre and
right
Kira
now.
are related by their father, who is a human.
But here's the thing. I could be half elf, half goblin. Or you could be half goblin and you don't even know. Maybe your dad's a goblin. You ever think about that?
I know he's
Do you ever
not.
think that's you say that?
I know he's not.
I can turn into anyone. Maybe your dad could turn into anyone. Plot twist. You're part goblin.
Dude, I'll just fucking jump off the 5th fucking story and fucking die.
Jesus. Racist now. Wow.
I'm kidding. You're my brother. I fucking accept it, I guess.
Okay, so Florida, right?
No, but I would have donated 7 gold because even though the housing and lodging, whatever is paid for, the kids in the orphanage deserve to have some fun things. So.
Okay, yeah. The kids seem thrilled at this idea.
I give the children knives.
Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I just gotta bring this bottle downstairs.
Hello, children. Would you like to commit robbery?
Would you like some firearms?
Yo, insane! I use the orphanage children and start my own criminal ring.
I thought you were going to say child soldier army.
No, that's too much. That's like illegal. That's like you got governments on your ass. No one's gonna stop me if I just have a bunch of panhandling children who steal from you. That should go crazy. And then I lead them, and I got my little cape. It's great.
Honestly, I don't mind going you. What did I miss? And the comment is hard to imagine people eating these gentle creatures.
No, it's not. I like burger.
Yeah, I love burger. I love steak. I also love alcohol. Oh, the video's all available. That's so sad. Oh, it was from National Geographic. It was
I know.
a penguin video. Why is it this one? Yeah.
Ow!
Hey, look.
When you're like throwing
Look,
rocks off the
look.
bridge. Ah, that looks like it hurts.
That's more than just a
check
fucking
your-
unit.
No.
Perfume?
You
Well, yeah, that's where I would have put it.
don't like put it here? I guess
Yeah, I
that's
put it
why
like right here.
Oh, your ankles or whatever.
1, 2, 4, 7. Oh, nice. Pretty good.
Mhm.
Oh, I love Ishlas. Oh my god. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That means my profile, right?
Mm-hmm. Very weird. Maybe so nice. Wait. Wait, we should do this. You know, like the don't laugh challenge, and like you have your mouth filled with water.
Mhm.
We should do that.
Yeah, you've already asked me to do it.
Oh, okay. Why don't we do that? Dude, that's you. Oh, that looks like it'd be so fucking great. Dude, they do look really gay.
We're looking at Instagram Reels.
The way to live.
Okay.
Look, this.
Oh God. All right. This works.
Bless you.
I bet you it's-
Dude, I do.
Look at him.
Ew, I don't like that. What
Why does he
the
not
fuck
know
is
how
he
to
like
eat?
fucking mouthing that thing for?
Yeah, probably.
Actually, that's so accurate. The other day at work, I was actually like fighting like demons to stay alive.
To stay alive?
To stay awake. Also to stay. They pick each
Scratch
other.
their back. Yeah.
Not me. Maybe. To you.
What does it mean?
No, look. Yeah, that is. That's actually us right now.
Oh, right. Yes, you.
Oh, you're monk, you're Jedi.
All right. Damn, that's good. That's pretty good. Qui-Gon's my favorite.
Round beef wall? That looks really sus.
Alrighty. So, are you guys heading to the town square now?
I believe so. Anyone else have anything else to do?
Yes. Yeah. I guess we are.
Okay. So, fast forwarding again, you guys pierce through the crowd. You see this dark elf woman. Despite the fact that she's full elf, she looks pretty young. Probably like the elven equivalent of like maybe like mid-20s. Which means she's probably like 50, but just very excitedly using her staff. You see whenever it makes contact with the ground, there's just this little bit of like pale blue light as it makes the runes and the circle. And some of them she like goes back and uses the other side of the staff and like erases part of a rune and then redraws it. Very like anal.
Oh, academic queen.
Yeah.
That's an academic weapon right there.
And you do see, like, as you've gotten closer, she does, like, have like a set of like those like very like old, like very thin, almost like kind of bent, like wireframe, very circular glasses that are currently the like you've seen before in some like usually they're for like older folk, but you see that the lenses on these ones are like dark. And she finishes up like the last couple of runes before she like looks up and sees the four of you, because Kira's there as well. And Farah and Thurbris are astride horses.
Here we go.
At
least she's not a horse right now.
Correct. Farah, is Kira riding on Sally with you?
Yeah, she would be.
Okay.
So I'm the only one walking.
Yeah,
I'm just
unless
leading
you,
the horses.
Unless you want to
leading the horses.
Unless you want to share McQueen with Thurbris.
Nah, it's fine. I'm leading McQueen, and McQueen's probably like munching on the back of my cape while
Okay.
I'm walking with him.
You're only up there with you.
Yes, Cheddar's is also kind of like prowling around.
Yo, put him on my
kind
shoulder.
of doing that. Well, currently she is kind of doing that thing of like doing figure eights between your legs as you're trying to walk.
Man, so I'm like going like
yeah, which anybody else would probably find that annoying. But game respects game. You're like, you're trying to trip me, and I see that.
Honestly, we're probably making a game of it where I'm like, it's like hopscotch. I'm just going like do 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 do. And he's just.
So as you guys approach, she sees you, and she kind
but
of.
Also,
like,
I look like a dwarf right now, so it's
yeah.
a little funky looking.
And kind of like she kind of like excitedly kind of like not runs, but definitely like hurry walks over, clutching like her staff with both hands. And he's like, "So you must be you're the adventurers, right? You're the ones that killed the dragon."
Aye.
Not with me.
They killed the dragon.
I would introduce myself to her.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm Danielle. I'm usually one of the scholars, but they let me come out into the field today. Partially because I'm one of the few that knows teleportation circle, but I like to think it's because of my moxie.
What's her name?
Danielle. EDENIEL.
Did she finish the teleportation circle? Or is she
Yes,
still
the runes themselves and the circle are complete.
I would say, well, congratulations on being out in the field. This must be so fun for you.
She does not take compliments well, blushes, and turns away.
Oh, she's gonna get an awful compliment. You make a good sizzle there for an elf.
Casual racism. All right. So
Dun dun! As I walk past.
are we all ready to go?
I'm already standing like at the edge of the teleportation circle, waiting for it to activate so my cape can billow in the wind.
So she gathers you all up inside the circle, and standing next to Farah, Kira, and Sally, as the other like at least partially elves present. She looks up at you and is like, "That's a very pretty horse. They are not going to like it." And then she takes the staff and slams it into the ground, and all at once the runes and the circle flash bright blue, to the point that it's like almost like you guys are enveloped in like a cylinder of blue light. And then almost as quickly as it surged, it disappears, and you are no longer in the courtyard.
I hope not.
You are in a decently sized interior chamber that looks of dwarven make.
Of course it does.
There are a few,
Why are we grumpy, Gertie?
looks like some kind of like attendants like general like servants of the house kind of thing, that immediately are taken aback by the fact that 5 people and 2 horses just teleported into the middle of the room. And she just kind of like timid. She kind of timidly waves them off before leading you out of the main like double doors, and you find yourself in like this valley of like cliffs, and it's very like, it's not like a wide valley. This isn't like between 2 mountain ranges. It's probably a couple hundred feet between either side of the like cliffs. But built into either side are buildings leading up to this like decent sized stone like dwarven style estate built into the cliff face, all connected by a series of like stone and wooden bridges. And she turns back to all of you. She's like, "Welcome to Falendal, the Hidden Valley. I take it none of you have been to the Verdant Hall before."
Have we not been to the Verdant Hall before?
No, none of you. This is like Green Council HQ.
No, ma'am, we have not been.
Oh, how very exciting! All right, I will lead the way. And she leads you. Takes like probably close to like half an hour before you
Is that
reach.
called the Hidden Valley?
Yes, the official name. The official name is Falendal, so it's FALINN DAL.
You know, I always try to guess how these words are going to be spelled, and I'm always so incredibly off. Okay.
So it takes you guys probably like half an hour to make it all the way to like the main estate. And I mean, while you haven't been here, you've heard of the Verdant Hall and of Falendal. This used to be like the home of one of the original members of the Green Council. He was like a dwarven like petty lord, and so he had this like elaborate mansion made, and then decided, I'm gonna go fucking kill some dragons. And ever since then they've used it as like their base of operations. And so the like main estate definitely seems like something a nobleman would live in, but has been repurposed as kind of this like utilitarian, like you see additions have been made that are like more elven in nature, and there are a few that are more human in nature. You see different banners hanging up on the outside of the main hall, of like the different nation, or the different like petty kingdoms, and the kingdoms of Vesterlin and Brindor. As you reach that, she stops and is like, "All right, while the council is gathering, you've all been provided lodgings, as well as you'll find some fresh clothing and bathing materials, because I know from what I've heard, you've spent a fair amount of time in a sewer."
Saying we stink?
No, I am used to living underground, around sulfurous lava pits, so you honestly smell not that bad. Also, the sewers you guys were kind of in were like old dried up sewers, so it smelled more earthy than sewery.
Sulfurous lava pits? Hold on.
Okay.
Can we focus on that she said she's used to sleeping next to sulfurous lava pits? You can't skip past that part. What?
So you would know from being around. The dark elves, deep gnomes, and deep dwarves all live in like the underground metropolis of Malhella,
Okay.
which has a multitude of like lava rivers and stuff that runs through it.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was here.
No.
I thought she said here, and I was
No.
very confused.
No.
And she was like, I'm like,
She's Arddor.
What was that?
She's a dark dwarf.
She's a dark
dark
elf.
elf.
Oh, dark elf.
That's why I said she did a nice job for an elf.
When she said that she is used to sleeping next to the sulfurous blah blah blah, I would have looked at her
Wow.
and I
Oh,
would have said
no.
that it didn't smell nice, and then I would have winked at her.
Man, that's not the.
Immediately,
Hold on. Hold on.
immediately blushes and is like, "Alright, your rooms are that way," and she hurries off.
I'm gonna like that was good. You should have said it would have been better if you slept next to me.
You're not. You could have said you're not gonna like show me to the bath.
Well, before she turns away, I would have called after her. I would love to see like where you were. Like a little bit more of what you do, and like a totally non-creepy way. Like I'm actually genuinely curious what she does, because she's a scholar, and I think that's really cool. And she's a scholar for the council, so.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm looking at Thurberus. You ever shag a goblin?
15? Okay. She is in the process of like turning on the heel to like shuffle away. Like stops, and those of you who are a little bit like at a different angle from like because she turns very pointedly away from Feyre. Yeah, you and Thurberus both have really high passive perceptions. It is like noticeable, like all of the like deep races, because of their like gray, almost like purplish tinged, like they have like a purple undertone to their skin, even though it is gray. It flushes purple. Her face is like she looks like almost like a grape. Like it is deep purple. And just kind of like pulls out a small piece of parchment.
She's gonna write down her number.
Doesn't even use like a quill, just like you see a bit of like magic at the tip of her finger, just drags it along the page very quickly, and like sloppy handwriting appears on this piece of parchment. She turns very quickly to you, Feyre, just kind of clasps your hand in both hands, puts this note in your hand, and then just not even like hurry walking, runs away.
Yay!
And when you open it up, it's very crumpled and a little bit clammy.
Dude,
But-
my hands are clammy too. I'm just flirting with her. I got really nervous.
You see that it's essentially like very meticulous, like walking directions from the Verdant Hall to like the library in Falendal that she works in.
You go, girl. She's too busy taking notes.
Dude, I'm gonna hit her up later, okay? I'll hit her up later.
She's trying to crack open a book.
Dude, we are gonna crack this book together.
Spread those pages.
For sure.
In
Hey,
your
girl, let me put that bookmark. Keep track.
So you guys find there are a series of like, it looks like they at one point were like guest or servant quarters when this was an actual like manor, but they've been decorated pretty nicely, not like opulent, but definitely nicer than the type of stuff you see traveling on the road. Each of you has your own room, which means Kira has her own room, and you all have like laid out, they have like put aside some like nicer clothes Most of it just seems like nice like linen doublets and stuff in the style of like they have a like a dwarven style, like it's like a longer like belted coat for Thurbris. They leave a couple options for Goodfellow.
That's fine. I have plenty of outfits.
And both well, you wouldn't know that one. Farah, they do leave the option for like a more like gender neutral, like just like green doublet in like elven style, and then they also have like a simple like elven style dress for you to pick from. But all of your rooms also have like a large metal tub full of hot water and soap.
Nice. Dude, is there bath bombs?
Not bath bombs, but there is soap.
I guess that's good enough.
As close as we can get these days.
No bath pearls, nothing like that.
No, they
No
do have.
Epsom
They
salt?
do have. It seems like they've placed like there are candles throughout the room, but it does seem like the candles around the bathtub almost have like a honey scent to them.
That's kind of lit.
Hey, they know how to treat their people.
She said lit. And it's a
No
candle.
one laughed. Here, now I have to do this.
Uh
Now
huh.
I have to do this.
Yep, it's the return. There you go. Oh, wrong one.
Well, now everybody at home is deaf. Um, so you all are able to kind of get more comfortable, change out of your like road clothing that you've been wearing for weeks upon weeks.
I want to
Speak for yourself.
Oh yeah, are we resting first for a little bit?
What?
Or do
Yeah, I
we-
imagine.
You do
I'm
have
assuming
time.
that's what they're out to do.
You do have time. It seems like for at least a short rest.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say before we have to go to the meeting. Okay.
I mean, nothing, no, we're not gonna fight at the meeting, so it's fine.
I would have put the dress on and packed the gender neutral clothes
Okay.
into like
Okay.
because I think I don't know, I think the dress is a little nicer for the meeting.
Okay. After a little bit, just as you are like kind of like finishing up getting ready, Farah, there is a knock on your door.
Oh my god, is it my lover?
It's actually an assassin.
Yeah, door opens and you get stabbed.
Look through. No, I'm kidding.
It's O.J. Simpson.
No, he's dead.
No, back from the grave. He's a revenant.
No way.
Undead Simpson.
Dude, O.J. Lynchson. Wait, hold on. No, Lich, not Lynch. Oh no.
I thought you said that on purpose.
No, I'd say Lich. No.
Slip of the tongue, everyone. Please do not cancel us.
Do not cancel.
I will answer the door.
Okay. You open the door, and standing there is Kira. She opted for the more like gender neutral. She's wearing like a little green doublet, and she steps in and immediately is like, "I cannot believe. Look how nice these clothes are. It's ridiculous."
Aww.
And you know, in comparison to what she was wearing,
Yeah.
marked step up, but it is a little sad.
Yeah, I that's so sad. I would ask her how she's dealing with everything that she's kind of found out. She's how old is she? 14?
Sorry. What'd you say?
She's like 14, right? 13?
13. Yeah.
Yeah, I would ask her kind of how she's dealing with everything. If there's anything that I can help her with, or help her understand, or come to terms with, or anything like that.
The gist you get is this kind of, she's kind of the mentality of like, she always kind of knew her dad was a shithead because he'd never been in her life. And as far as like the recent days events of fighting a hag and all of that, like she's lived on the road with her mother, all her life, and then for the past like 2 years since her mother passed, she's been like on her own. So, fighting to stay alive is not something that she's a stranger to.
Yeah.
She does seem
I,
very excited about the fact that she has a sister.
Yeah, I'm equally as excited, but I want to tell her that, like, I know that she's used to the past 2 years having been alone and having to, fight to survive for herself, but now she has a sister that is going to help her with whatever she needs and is going to be there to help fight with her, so she doesn't need to deal with it alone.
She seems...
She wants to deal with it alone, but she'll always have someone else there.
She seems genuinely touched by that. And there's definitely this feeling you're getting of... Actually, give me an insight roll. And you'll have advantage for this.
What did you say, insight?
Insight, yeah. 10. The best you can get are one positive and one negative. Positive, she seems like, compared to having to fight to survive, the concept of like actually going on adventure, she is thrilled by. Like, even though she is young, she, like, it's very much that kind of like wanderlust to kind of like go out and see things and do exciting things. You do pick up on, during this conversation, she does seem to have some level of hang up with the fact that, and this is something that you would know generally of like elven culture, that when it comes to like half elves, there's this big like tradition of when it comes to naming of half elf children, especially half elf children raised predominantly by the elven parent, or at least close to elven society, are not allowed to have an elven name until they kind of like, it's not necessarily come of age, but until they have kind of proven themselves as like kind of living by the tenets of like elvendom, essentially. At which point they hold like a big ceremony where they are given a new like elven name. Which is why, despite the fact that she was raised by her elven mother, Kira does not have an elven name. And is also why, like, your mom, your mom and your dad lived predominantly in, like, more metropolitan, like, societies. It's not like you never saw elves, but you didn't live, like, with the elves, if that makes sense. Which is why you have a name that was kind of more agreed upon between your mother and your father, as opposed to, like, this is an elven name, this is your elven name. So, very much like her, you have not undergone, like, your name day ceremony either. But that seems to be a big hang-up for her. Like, she is kind of upset by the idea. Hold on 1 second. I will be right back.
Yo, we're gonna hold an elvish christening? That's crazy. I don't think we can be part of it. Well, you can't be part of it, Cerberus, because you're racist. I'm only fake racist.
Exactly. And you're my brother, so you can take part in
That
that.
is true. She has to do something elvish, like pin the twig on the tree.
He does. So, yeah, I was gonna say. I think this TikTok is appropriate. I think this live is TikTok. I can't talk. I think I just had a stroke. Do you think this live is appropriate for TikTok? No, it's not. Like, why? Like, no. It's disgusting. That is. Dude, they're fucking putting in the work. They are. That's actually shocking. That's a repost. I literally repost the dumbest shit ever, and I don't care. I have had people text me, be like, why did you repost that? Specifically Rachel. She'll be like, why did you repost that? I'll be like, because it's funny. I know, I don't know why. See, like, I would repost it. Do you not find that funny?
It's funny.
Which one is me?
Yeah.
2, 4, 5,
A
7.
little bit of 6.
Yeah, so essentially the impression that you get is that she is kind of upset by the fact that, like, her mother passed away before she could have, like, her name day ceremony, and she kind of, like, the caravan that she was a part of didn't, like, kick her out, but definitely weren't, like, that supportive. And that's why she kind of drifted away from them and ended up on her own.
So I know that that's why she's upset.
It seems like that is a hang-up for her, yes.
Okay, so, I mean, I would kind of, I don't know exactly what I would say to her, but I would kind of say, like, I know that I'm not a replacement for her mom, and I don't want to be a replacement for her mom, because no one can ever replace her mom, but I will help her with whatever she needs, and if the name day ceremony is something that she really wants to take part in, then I will try to help make that happen however I can.
She doesn't cry, but it definitely seems like she wants to, and she definitely gives you, like, a big, deep hug. But eventually you all are kind of, like a, not a servant, but kind of an attendant, to the council comes and collects you all. Like, all of your rooms are all on the same, like, they're all in a row down one hallway. And
Kira's not a part of the Green Council.
No.
Okay.
She's kind of been included in this, bipartisan of being your sister and, like, everything. But you are brought to what seems to have been, like, the, like, main dining hall of this mansion at some point. But as you enter, as the doors open, you see that they're in place of where like a table and everything would be. It's kind of like this big, like, half circle room. Like, there's a hallway, and then it's just a big, like, half circle room. And along that circular wall that runs along the back, where there's like this big like bay window that definitely it seems like was broken at one point, and so like half of it has been repaired, but more in an elven style. So you see it kind of like on the left side where it hits the break is all dwarven, and then on the right side where it meets, it is like this like merging of like elven style that clashes in the center.
I'm a big fan of this mixed match of style.
You don't have your mic down.
I know, I just realized this. I was gonna point it out to Thurberus just so he gets pissed off about it.
But you see along that back circular wall are 5, not thrones per se, but definitely like 5 like very well-made, well-made like seats. Each of which is taken by a member of the Green Council. And you would all like at least recognize from description and everything all these people. You probably have never met any of them. But starting from the outside, working towards the center one you recognize immediately in the chair that is opposite the main doors is Galadir. Is
he a bird?
No. Despite the fact that he's very old, he doesn't look. He looks maybe like middle-aged for an elf. He is completely bald. If you could, best way I could have you imagine it in your head is if you imagine like elven Patrick Stewart.
There's
bald.
also a little pile of bird shit right underneath his chair.
No, but you do see on like one of the like the chair has like those I don't even know what they're called. I'm not a carpenter. But like how it kind of comes up on either side, the posts on either side of the back of the chair, posted up on one of them is that little bird, that little like mockingbird looking bird. But yeah, like middle-aged looking elven man with like this like very thin like silver circlet, and just like not fancy, but definitely more nicer made, like robes of like different shades of green, and like leaned up against the side of his chair, you see this very, it's probably the fanciest thing that he has on his person, but what is obviously a mithril long sword leaned up against the side of his chair. Which you would all know from the stories told that he is supposedly also like an ancient's paladin, which is why he's survived for so long. But starting from the outside sides and curving towards him, on the left you see a
on the left of him.
On the left, as soon as you walk in, so this is the furthest from, these are the 2 seats that are furthest from him on the left and the right. On the left, you see a, at first you almost think he's a dark elf, because he's got very pale skin and like dark hair, but his eyes are like normal. He doesn't have like red eyes that are characteristic of a dark elf, but very like, almost like Snape-esque, is very like, very angular, very like hooked-nosed elven man that you recognize as Calidor, Calador, and he is the Master of Shadows for House Hullwood in the Teardrops. Opposite him on the right-hand side,
You said?
for House Hullwood, who are the petty kings of the Teardrops. Opposite him is a darker-skinned human man. If you can imagine, almost like a John Boyega. Like, he looks very young to be in this kind of position of renown. But in like golden, or at least gilded. So like it's normal steel plate mail, but with details of gold, and like a purple cloak. Is Caius, Caius, of Ember Hall. He is the Grand Praetorian of House Ashfield. So he's essentially like their head of their Kingsguard. Then next row in, these are the ones that are directly next to Galadir. On the left-hand side.
The way that this is formatted is it's the hallway and then the half circle.
Yes, you guys entered from the hallway, and then it's like a half circle, and along that half circle wall are the chairs that are all kind of focused inward towards the center.
So it's not like this.
It's like the Jedi Council.
It's the opposite way.
It's the opposite way, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So, to the left of Galadir, bless you.
Bless you.
You see a full-blooded orc woman. Bless you.
Bless you.
A full-blooded orc woman. What's the best way to describe it? It's kind of those like, almost like the kind of like robes and stuff you'd see like Doctor Strange wear, but the sleeves have been cut off. And this woman is jacked. She's sitting there with, very much like Galadir, who has his sword kind of leaned up against his chair. She has this like very well-made, like elegant battle axe leaned up against the side of her chair. And you would recognize this as Fralla, Fralla, who is the chiefess of the orc tribes that are beyond the bulwark. So she's the chiefess of all the orcs who live in the wildlands.
This is quite the group we have
Yeah.
already.
Well, this is like the count or like the fucking all of the leadership.
I know this is like the Illuminati.
Um,
Wait, we work for the Illuminati. What the fuck?
kind of, but the good Illuminati.
You say that, but
Um,
I'm not sure about that.
And then to the right of Galadir is a very old-looking dwarven man. He's got long hair that's got like multiple braids running through it. This long beard, same thing. He's got his mustache braided that ends in these 2 gold rings. And he has a staff that is leaned up against his chair, and he's got a book in his lap. And you recognize this as Ulforth, Ulforth, Amdrinson, Amdrenson. And he is the lore master of the Lords of Vesterland. So any of like the High King of the dwarves in the north, in the Snow Spines, and any of his like lesser lords, if they need like knowledge of the Arcana, of history, of religion, this is the guy they go to. He's kind of the Gandalf of the dwarves. And then of course Galadir, sitting at the center.
What is Galadir? Like,
He
as in, like,
officially,
everyone else is.
officially he is the advisor to the elven houses of Brindor. So he
Okay.
kind of has that same kind of role that Ulforth has. He's just more of the martial proclivity. He even at his age can get down and dirty in a sword fight. Ulforth is a in game turns, Ulforth is a sorcerer.
I I don't know if my guy trusts the council. I'll be honest, I don't think he does. I think he thinks he's doing good stuff, but he doesn't overall trust. These are all due to, it'd be one thing if they're like, alright, we're just a bunch of powerful wizards. They're a bunch of powerful wizards with high political seatings. And they're like, oh, we have problems. Motherfucker, solve them!
Well, that's
Don't
what
forget-
that's what they're
forget
trying to do.
Yo, why are we doing it? Why aren't they doing it?
Well, it trickles down. Like the council
Sure it does.
kind of delegates. Currently, as it stands in the world, like there is not a large catastrophic event going on right now.
Also, they're
Right
saving
now.
all their power for the catastrophic events that they're gonna make, so then they can take more power.
If that's how you want to look at it.
Man, down with the system.
They're put a huge insurance policy on the the tower that's in
The
Lodestone Spire.
the Lodestone Spire. They're gonna put out a huge insurance policy on the Lodestone.
no, what's gonna
And then
happen?
fly a
is-
dragon into
And
it.
then, yeah,
Yeah, I was
fly-
gonna say a dragon's gonna attack it, and then they're gonna use that as an excuse to go to war with the orcs. But the
For
orc
some reason.
leader, exactly. And then the orcs, but the orc leader is in on it. Because she's part of the council too. And all in an effort to sell more magic. That's all it's for. To further the industrial magic complex.
We heard this new continent has large stores of mana just coming out of the ground. I mean, there are locals, but I mean, if we just fake a dragon attack that we blame on them.
Let me tell you, Goodfellow, not vaccinated. That's for damn sure.
Oh no!
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
That's his trick. That's his newest trick. Is I don't know. I was just gonna say he's racist.
Dying.
That's not really that funny.
That's his new trick.
Yeah, his new trick is he doesn't
Dying
believe
of a
in modern
curable
medicine.
disease.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in modern medicine, and he will spread it to others.
What a dickhead. Anyway, so you guys are let in. The attendant that led you there stays outside. So it's literally just the four of you and the Green Council. Though you do see, while he doesn't have a seat, Oren is here, kind of stood off to the side.
Is Cheddar's with us?
Cheddar's is with you. Yeah, they wouldn't have stopped your cat.
But they've stopped the horses. Where do they draw the line?
The horses, there are stables in
There are
Fallon
cat beds too,
so-
but we didn't keep the cat bed.
Yeah, but the
behind.
cat is a little bit more manageable.
What do you mean? The horse is a fae.
One of them is a fae.
One of them's just a horse.
They
Yeah.
don't know which one is which.
And also, it's still a horse. It is the size of a war horse, I think. So,
Yeah, it comes on in.
but as the doors are shut, Galadier kind of gestures to you all. He is like, "It is very good of you to join us. We have something concerning to discuss. Your steward, Oren, has passed along the reports of what happened in Hallenwick with the dragon, which dragons are not an easy foe, so congratulations." Which anybody else saying it would kind of come off condescending, though he does sound sincere in saying that. Which, coming from Galadier, who was part of the original Green Council, and they helped fight back the 4 Dreadworms, him saying congrats on killing a dragon is like, it's pretty good praise.
I would give him a little bow and thank him for his kind words.
He immediately clocks that and gives you, like, not like a bow, but, like, definitely nods his head in your direction.
I see this as classic corporate pandering to their workers to try and squeeze more work out of me.
We're gonna host a pizza party, though.
Yeah, that's what this is actually about.
I know, I'm gonna get employee
I heard you all want
day.
Domino's.
No, they're not gonna even get Domino's, bro. They are the cheapest nearby pizza
I heard
place.
you like Little Caesars pizza.
They're gonna get 3 pies. There's 60 employees. The house is way too big for this man.
But Galadier continues. The thing that concerns us is this, and he lifts his hand, and from the corner of the room, the chest that you guys found in the Dragon's Hoard, the one that was locked with the clockwork padlock, kind of floats out into the center of the room in front of you guys, and you recognize that it's not like telekinesis that it's been doing it. It's got like it kind of bobs as it's moving over. It seems like it's being carried by unseen servants. And it's put down. It is open in the sense that it's not latched, but it's only open up like a crack. Before the lid is lifted open wide by one of the unseen servants. And out from within is drawn a scroll tube made of pure obsidian, with strange runes carved into it that glow ever so faintly like a deep, dull red. Thurbrus.
Yep.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Okay. I'm looking 10 feet of you, right? Uh, 14.
14. The scar on your left arm sears with pain.
Ouchie.
So much so that the rest of you see Thurbrus kind of fall to one knee, clutching his arm. Thurbrus, you have a very similar vision to the one you had in the underground temple.
Of the void.
Yeah, you feel like your astral self pulled from your body momentarily. This time, however, you are taken almost directly to the void itself. And as you are kind of floating there in this miasma of deep black smoke and dull red energy, you pass through some of this murk, and you see what look like almost like boulders, just floating amongst the this darkness.
Joke's on you. This is what Thurbrus normally dreams about, floating giant.
Well, that's the thing that gets you is you're man, those are some big boulders. But then as you kind of float closer, they the parallax doesn't change. They don't get bigger as you float closer to them, and you realize they're just really far away. These are
planets.
They are other worlds that have been consumed by the void. And as you're kind of floating there for a second, you feel that similar sensation to your astral self being pulled out of your body, except you were pulled laterally through another cloud of smoke, and you see you are pulled into what looks like almost a section of the Fey realm, except all of the wildlife are dead. And as you float through it, even though you are spiritual right now, you are ethereal, you do not have a physical body, you start to feel cold. And the rest of you, you're just seeing Thurbrus there, clutching his arm, and then you start seeing he is the only person in the room. You can see his breath. And Thurber's, as you're being pulled through, you see the landscape goes from just dead to being frozen. And you reach the center of this like floating landmass, and you see floating in midair above the ground, kind of back arched towards the ground with like arms and legs kind of like dangling downward, the Crimson Queen, the Archfey woman with the crown of horns that you've seen in statue and mural form. Her
The one that was in the diary.
Yes. Her body is partially decayed and frozen.
Okay.
And through her chest is this like 10-foot long lance of ice. You can make an Arcana check if you'd like, and if you have anything you want to use to kind of bolster that, like a detect magic or anything like that, I will allow you to use that as well.
I mean, I'm assuming if I were to cast detect magic, this would be like overloading everything. I don't think there's a single thing about what's happening that is not magic. Since you offered, I will cast detect magic.
Okay. So you can make this Arcana check with advantage.
Okay, well, I rolled 2 14s plus 2, so 16.
Okay. While you are right, everything here is giving off a faint bit of magic. It is that same kind of thing as like the dead Fanewood tree, where it is like its magic is fading. The only thing here that is giving off any strong signature of magic is that lance of ice. And you notice two things. It has 2 different signatures of magic. The first is abjuration, and that is divine in nature. And the other is evocation, which is fey in nature.
Sorry, what was the first one?
Abjuration.
Abjuration.
That is divine in nature. And you recognize the divine signature at least. The ice seems to have at one point been holy water.
Okay.
That
I
would
stabbed her cold ass heart and it froze.
I can't find that diary entry from the diary that Thrandir stole.
I think Feyre had it, because I think I sent it to her, to Vanessa. I think. But you would put 2 and 2 together. It seems like the ice was at one point holy water, and then was frozen by fey magic to turn it into this lance. So whatever killed this archfey was either both divine and fey in nature, or was a joint effort. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you're there kind of observing it, you've gotten kind of close at this point. The head of the body snaps towards you. And you can like hear the bones cracking.
Okay.
The face is heavily like decayed and frozen. Like the nose is missing. There's like a deep gash that runs across the face, but the eyes glow like this icy blue. And at that, you are pushed backwards into your body, and you are back in the council chambers. And you also have 1 level of exhaustion.
Damn.
Get exhausted, fool.
There's like not even a place on the sheet to mark that down, right?
I don't think so.
No,
I think
it's
it
usually
gives
not.
Me, it gives me
Well, it's a condition. You have to think about it like you're
Right.
poisoned. You don't
It gives
respond
me
to
disadvantage on all checks, but not.
Check the first one. Check the first one. First level.
Disadvantage on all ability checks.
There you go.
Okay.
To the rest of you, it's been like seconds. Like, they opened up this thing and the scroll tube kind of floated out of it, and then Thurber's just collapsed, and then kind of like snapped, like he's in like a trance for like 5 seconds, and then just kind of like snaps out of it.
What the fuck is that scroll?
Thurber's looking around after you've kind of come back to.
Everyone's looking at you.
Everybody
in the room is like staring at me.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm gonna take a step away from him.
Everybody at baseline looks very concerned. Orin has stepped close to you as well. Like him and Faye are both at the same time kind of moved towards you, and like he puts.
Did
a
I
hand on
show
your shoulder.
Orin my?
I don't think you did.
I think I did.
I showed you my wound. Please respond.
I think the only person you showed your wound to was the priest in Kirkwell.
I don't even know if I'm showing it to you guys. Technically.
Would I have like, I mean, I don't know if
You probably would have seen it,
but
but
would I have like noticed him like clutching his car randomly, like when?
You might have noticed it here or there. It only really happens when it's only really happened when he enters like a church.
Yeah,
so
would
far.
I have picked up on his pattern?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely something that would have like you would have noted down, but you don't really know exactly why.
Okay.
I will say the only other person who like has done anything more than just look concerned is Ulforth, who has stood up from his chair. He hasn't walked towards you, but he has like stood up from his chair, and he's now has like staff in hand.
You ready to kick your ass?
It definitely looks like more like a look of concern than like anger or anything like that. But when you ask what is that scroll, Galadir.
Oh, I have an idea. I know what it is.
Without breaking, like he's not even looking at any of you. He's just looking at it, like with a furrowed brow as it just floats in the middle of the chamber. And he says, "That is what we were wondering ourselves. How you came into possession of a void scroll." And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That was the chest that was locked in the Dragon's Hoard, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. If I was a dragon, I would have a super powerful relic from beyond space-time. Just what you get when you're a dragon.
Tyler, explain to us what a Void Scroll is exactly.
So a void scroll, they are essentially, at least what the church, kind of, the official story is that, when the All-Mother kind of sequestered, all of the realms that make up the Great Cosmic Sea, and put out the Star Serpent to protect them, those protections, those wards, keep the void, which is semi-sentient, from like reaching in and influencing any of the realms within the Great Cosmic Sea. What void scrolls are, according to the church, are the manifested whispers of the void. So it is all it can manage to do to make contact within the Great Cosmic Sea are these scrolls that then influence and corrupt those who use them to get power.
So is it like little pieces of the void, or more like little extensions of the void?
Both.
Okay, both. Okay.
And the only you would also know the only one like documented in history was the one that the Jotnar were using to try and build their planar gate.
That was during War of the Shadows or something, right?
That was during the war against the Odnar. And then it was found out that the Archons were using a Void Scroll during the War of Shadows. That's what got the Arddor involved again. Because according to, like, by church doctrine, the Arddor try to be like hands off. They try and let the people have free will. That was the Allmother's big thing, is like, we need to let mortals have free will. So we can help them if there's like a great cosmic threat, but other than that, we need to let them do their thing, and that's it. And we need to like maintain the realms. But whenever a Void Scroll has kind of come into play, the Allmother's like, burn that shit. Any other questions?
Not from me.
The chest, right?
Yes.
What does it look like? You said it had like a clockwork mechanism. So
It
is
is
it like gnomish or dwarvish?
It is a the chest itself is like a pretty simple like iron box. The lock itself is a gnomish clockwork lock.
Why would a fucking dragon have a gnomish lock?
Well,
I guess
his box.
I guess he never got into it then, huh? 'Cause if he got into it, I'm sure he would have used it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like when they raided the Dragon's Hoard, it was already locked, and there was no written references to the scroll or anything like that, which you could probably make the some kind of assumption, at least third person favorite, because you were there to fight Vahon, that like he was very obviously changed by the void in some way. Like he had some shadow magic shit going on. That there is the chance that the cult or Vahon himself stole the chest as part of their like general raiding, and it was just able to whisper to him, and that's what got him to make his pact with the void, which gave him his like extra abilities.
Okay, so it just corrupted him from within the box.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess if we can corrupt the dragon from inside of the box, best to keep it inside the box and not near us.
And I will say, all of you would notice that when they bring the box out, the only thing different about the box now, there are what are very obviously like abjurative like runes, like wards, that have now been placed on the outside of the box.
I would do more than that. I would like, I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have a vault for this kind of shit.
Yeah, you don't know where they were keeping it, like outside of it. It looks like they brought it in here specifically to bring it up with all of you.
But also, they're sketchy. But I guess if
I
it's
think I might
sketchy,
be
they wouldn't have shown us it if they were that sketchy. But maybe they want to know where they can get more.
I think I might be in trouble.
Yeah. Well, that's on you.
And now you gotta decipher that weird vision too.
You wrote that down over me.
It's gonna be saved in here for the week, so you can always copy it down later.
Anyway, so I don't think we have any bookkeeping to do, other than check out the previous episodes over on the YouTube at Galaxy RPG, and we will see you all in the next one.
Bye bye.
Oh, we are not playing on Sunday, correct?
No. Or, well, yes, we are not playing.
Okay, so we will not be streaming on Sunday. We will be back the following Friday, a week from now, with more Curse of Strahd.
Ah.
Now we will see all of you in the next one.
Bye bye.